Okay, this is a reading for Capricorn. It's your weekly love reading. I've got your major arcana here, the Devil. Capricorn, the Goat. Okay, so the Devil is all about vices, obsessions, being codependent. That's why these two people are chained together. Yeah, bad habits, absolutely anything. Not letting those rule our decisions. Okay, I will do a 9-card spread. I'll get 3 cards for how you're feeling, 3 cards for how your person's feeling, and 3 cards for the outcome. I'll clarify why they feel the way that they feel, get messages from them, and I'll get you some advice from Spirit. Spirit guides, universe, and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Capricorn's highest good. How is Capricorn feeling in the 2nd week of December with regards to one they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting? 3 cards, please. You might be able to hear the storm outside. We've got Storm Dara in Wales and Northern England and Southern England. It's that west coast of England. It's really bad, so loads of stuff's cancelled today. I don't know whether I'm going to get out tonight. It might not be safe. Right, the 5 of Swords upright. So the 5 of Swords is arguments, okay? It's words that hurt. It's having verbal arguments and everyone walking away in different directions upset. The 6 of Pentacles reversed. Someone's not been giving equally to something, like a relationship or, you know, dating wise, communication. Something's off. It's unfair, it's unequal. Doesn't have to be something in the present, could have been in the past, like the recent past. Personally, the only way that I know someone's interested, like really keen, is if they, you know, message me each day and they want to see me, you know, a couple of days later, that they're showing that they're very keen. They don't want to leave it too long because what if I meet someone else? Do you know what I mean? They want to lock it down. The Hanged Man. So we're looking for, it's the Hanged Man upright. So we're looking for a new perspective. We're trying to see things from a different point of view, which is healthy. Okay, we're trying to really have a think about it before we act. Let's get 3 cards for your person then. We've got delays, okay? Delays in action, delays in communication, delays in progress. Things may even have gone backwards. You may feel like you've gone back a step. The 2 of Wands. Okay, so this is refusing to make a choice. So your person has been dragging their heels over something, okay, causing delays, and this has created arguments. And you feel like they're not in this properly. You know, you're not getting the right vibe. They've got the Sun reversed. The Sun card upright is happy, carefree. You know, it's a child on a horse. They haven't got like adult problems. This person feels like they've got adult problems, okay? Problems with work, finance, relationships, marriages, kids. This doesn't have to be, well, for you to be having disagreements, that's why I've assumed that without court cards, this is you and your person. Maybe you're just in the early dating phase, or you're trying to get to that, and it's been like on and off communication. You know, they're giving, sometimes people confuse you, don't they, give you mixed signals, and you're like, what? Do you like me or don't you? You know, and sometimes they do that because there's another person they like as well, and they might like them slightly more. Or, you know, like if you're using dating apps, you might be talking to 4 or 5 people at the same time. You can't remember what you've told one person and what you've told the next. And it's genuine, like you're just trying to get to know strangers. So you're not loyal to any one person until you decide to meet up, and then if you really like each other, then you know you might focus on that person, mightn't you? So for the outcome, we've got the 8 of Swords, mental entrapment. Not surprised, because there's so much confusion going on. We've got crosswords being spoken. We've got delays in action. We've got refusal to make a choice. We've got unhappiness. You don't feel like you've had reciprocity with that 6 of Pentacles reversed. You're trying to see things from their point of view, but we've got 8 of Swords, entrapment. So what is going on? What's the issue? 3 of Wands. Okay, now we've got a choice and action being taken. Sorry, did I show you the 8 of... Yeah. It's like self-imposed imprisonment. She's got blindfold on, she's got swords around, she's at the water's edge, like there's nowhere to go. But it's mental, that it's perception. Someone feels trapped. 3 of Wands. 2 of Wands is a choice, which we had someone refusing to make a choice. 3 of Wands is I've made my decision, now I'm taking action. See, that's good. After someone fussing and ruminating and stressing out and causing delays, now we've got a choice, a decision's been made and action's been taken. The 2 of Pentacles reversed. Someone is struggling to have a balance here. When the 2 of Pentacles is upright, it's the juggler, the jester, you know, so someone's like, which one do I prioritise? Like, how do I keep all these pentacles up in the air? They're struggling to manage all their responsibilities, their priorities. Where do I invest my time, my energy, my money first? You know, so that could be work and children. It could be a partner and children. It could be, you know, work and dating. Some people are workaholics and they just thrive off like working, so they work extra and they don't give themselves any free time. Sometimes people do that where they've had poverty in childhood. They become like an entrepreneur that's just a workaholic because they never want to be in poverty again. You know, but then they don't allow like a work-life balance because it's like a form of trauma. My arm's getting tired holding that up. It could be managing health, you know, like if you struggle with illness and dating, you know, some people do have long-term illness. It could be any kind of priorities. You could have ill parents and you're trying to sort them out. You could have children, you're trying to sort them out, deal with the house, deal with work. It could be multiple things at once coming at you. And it's just a struggle, you know. So we've got someone who's not managing to... They're not managing to sort of get a balance. I wonder what this is about. Why were they delaying making a decision? Move on. Someone is unavailable, a waste of time, it's over. Are they emotionally unavailable because of the past? Or are they unavailable because they just don't feel like this is the right time for them to have a relationship? You know, like, I personally have chosen not to have a relationship for a long time because I didn't have my ducks in a row. And I want to present myself to somebody when I'm at my best. You know, you should be contributing to someone else's life and helping to make a beautiful life together because you've got everything, you know, in hand, not presenting yourself as, you know, good on paper when you're actually not good on paper. So some people are emotionally unavailable for good reason. They could be grieving. They could be trying to get over an ex. They could be, and that's not, you know, that doesn't mean they've got problems. Like, you need time to heal and process stuff properly. If you're just over it, then you weren't really in love. You know, like, you often need 6 months to a year, or even more than that if it's like marriage and children. You need a long time. Probably half the length of that relationship, or the length of time that you were in the marriage, you know, to get over it. Some people never get over it when it's a family dynamic because the memories are too intense. It feels too big a loss, you know. It's very, very difficult. Don't forget, some people have actually hurt themselves or threatened to hurt themselves or killed themselves, you know, because they can't cope with the family dynamic being broken up. Now, I don't get this person as being someone with children because they're not showing up as a court card, but you can still feel like everything's getting too much, or you can still be desperately upset over a past partner. You really can. So they weren't emotionally available before. Why the 8 of Swords, please, and the Sun reversed for Capricorn's person? Manifest. Tell the universe exactly what you want. They didn't know what they wanted yet because they'd just finished healing. They hadn't even had time to think about what kind of person they would want going forwards, okay? So you were just a bit out of sync when you met this person. You might have thought, oh yeah, like, you know, I'm attractive, I'm sure we'll end up dating and it'll move quite quick and I'm really excited about this, and they weren't even looking, you know, or they might not have expected to meet you and it's just like a bit much, you know, for them. Anyway, they have made a choice now. Why have we got the 8 of Swords, please? Mental entrapment, fears, anxieties, worries, the intrusive thoughts. This could be the one. They must have thought that the last person was going to be the one, you know, so they're actually really devastated and they're trying to like process the loss of that person. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. I think it's very, very difficult when you're in your early 20s. You know, it's no easier because you literally think, this is the person I'm going to be with, I'm going to marry them, we're going to be together. You feel so settled and so sure, and it really like anchors you down and you think, yeah, I don't need to look anymore. You know, and for some people that continues, and for others they get dumped, or, you know, it starts to go like really rubbish, and it's hard to process that because you haven't done anything differently, you haven't done anything wrong, you haven't changed, you're still you. So why did they fall in love with you and now they don't love you anymore, or you suspect that their feelings are changing? It's one of the hardest things to come to terms with, because in your head you've already married them, you know, got the house, the kids. it's the potential of what that was supposed to be. You may have gone to weddings together, you know, everyone knows that the two of you are together and you're great together. It's such an identity crisis. Like, when someone ends a relationship, it's very difficult to process like a whole future being gone, you know, and being back at the drawing board with just question marks and a sense of like loneliness that's just, it's really, really overwhelming. So I'm not playing it down. Just because you aren't married doesn't mean you're not feeling devastated, feeling grief. You know, that person is not someone you're supposed to go around and visit anymore. You don't belong at their house. You know, they want you to collect your things, or they're saying they'll just drop them off or get someone else to drop them off. You know, they don't really want you talking to their family. It's really awful. So, like, we're not here to play down, you know, boyfriends and girlfriends are just as devastated, because loneliness affects young people, not just old people. It affects everyone. And there's nothing feels more lonely when you've had all your time taken up by that person and they've been the one wanting to see you all the time, and then suddenly it's all over. You know, it's really not nice. It's a horrible feeling. All you can do is make yourself really busy. You know, keep going to work, go to the gym, do buy a DVD if you don't have a gym membership, and do some workouts at home. You know, buy some dumbbells, like put music on that is more like, you know, without words, like just exercise music that's upbeat, and try to occupy like units of time with activities like cooking or anything practical. You know, tidy the house, book in, like ask a friend to come round, you know, like just try to think of it as units of time and how you're going to occupy them, because it is horrible. It is really, really horrible. You're used to being half of something and then you feel so cut loose and just, you know, what is their reason for not being with you anymore? Because sometimes your biggest hang-ups, you know, if people use that as a reason not to be with you, it really knocks your confidence, really knocks your self-esteem. You know, with me, it was like how much money I was or wasn't earning. That was a problem for my partner. So, you know, it didn't matter how good looking I was, didn't matter that I was doing all the housework, didn't matter that I was really loyal and, you know, obsessed with him, wouldn't never have looked at anyone else or cheated. They didn't value that at all. It was more important to be earning more money, you know. And that came out in the wash later on. And I'm not saying that they didn't love me, but it seemed to be the most important thing because they prioritised acquiring certain assets, you know, and so they were prepared to switch the person and continue on whatever financial plan that they were on. And that's what people do, you know, and whether that's right or wrong, that affected me directly in a really negative way. It made me think I'm not good enough, you know. So I've spent a long time focused on my career. I met someone when I had a good job who had the same kind of income, and we were really loyal to one another, but then it was a problem because we were from different countries, and you know, that ended not because we didn't love each other, we weren't putting in equally financially. Then it was because which country do we move to and his family gets to be disappointed, you know, like it was very, very difficult. So we had a great relationship and then had to give it up because we each went, you know, to sort of be with our own families at the loss of the relationship. And I don't know if that was the right thing to do or not, but that's what we did. So there's lots of reasons why people decide not to be together anymore. It doesn't necessarily mean that you don't love each other, but sometimes there's family encouraging you to break up. Sometimes people, you know, think, well, my family will be upset if I like also move away from home. like my brother or sister did. So it's external realities come into play. Sometimes love isn't enough, you know. The person that was using finances as the main reason for us to split up, you know, owed money to family and had a mortgage and had things they couldn't get out of, you know, and I just wasn't going to take on their responsibilities because they got all that before they met me. And just because I didn't earn enough at that point in my life doesn't mean I'm not a valid person or someone to be with. But there's many reasons why people are not emotionally available. Now I don't present myself to people as I don't want them presenting themselves to me unless they've got, you know, some money in the bank, they've got a good job, because I'm going to need to present them to my family. And I'm not saying family should choose, but it does matter to people. Rightly or wrongly, it matters to people. When you bring someone home, you want to be proud of them, not just what they look like, but how they behave towards your parents, towards the family home, if they respect property, if they are polite, if they have a good job, if they come from a nice warm family, if they have a car. There's so many things that you look for in a partner, and it's just normal. You know, the animal kingdom is made up of animals looking for suitors, and they need to be, you know, the male needs to be the most colourful, or create the biggest nest, or like do the best dance, or have a big fight. You know, we're all required to sort of show our prowess and why we are the choice. So if you're not in a good place, you're not necessarily going to present yourself for a relationship with a suitor. You're not going to, because you want to do that when you're at your best. It's making me think of all different kinds of reasons, like weight issues, or you know, if your mental health is quite bad at the moment, or you're in debt. There's loads of reasons. You know, if you live at a long distance from one another, some people really don't like that. You know, they don't see that as practical at all. So there's loads of reasons why people are not emotionally available. But, you know, because it's a love reading and they're refusing to make a choice, it could be that there's more than one option. It could be that they're just not quite healed from an ex. It says that they're not available somehow, so I'm thinking emotionally somehow they're not available. But then it says that they need to think about what they do want, you know? So I'm assuming it's the ending to a relationship, but it could be many things. Then they kind of make a decision. What's the nature of this relationship, please? Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. This person is now at a point where they're manifesting you. They weren't ready before. They were closing things out and healing and doing all that process that has to happen. There's a process, isn't there, that you have to go through where you're alone. You're mulling everything over, you're reflecting, you're crying it out. You know, you're talking it through with friends, with family. You know, crying at sad movies or adverts, anything, you know, songs that come on the radio. I just don't listen to the radio when I'm going for a breakup. No way. And songs, you know, like if someone's passed away, I can't cope. So now that they are manifesting a partner, it could be you. Why the Two of Pentacles reversed, please? Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Some people don't really know how to have a relationship, you know. They don't realise that they have to maintain it. They think that they can, like, go on a date, look nice, and then it just does itself. express your love, go ahead and make the romantic gesture. They need to express how they're feeling after a period of kind of, you know what happens when you get incredibly hurt by an ex-partner? You tend to hold back how you're feeling, and you're not talkative, and you don't say, oh, I think you're really handsome, or I think you're really beautiful, or find you really attractive, or I really like this about you. Or you might do that and you might feel overwhelmed and like you want to say all these things, or you might be like, do you know what, I don't want to like give anything of myself like that much, because that makes me vulnerable. And then what if it doesn't work out and it's like I've just had a major, do you know what I mean? And sometimes, like this one guy who I actually had a crush on him, I gave him my number, then I cancelled the date because I was like just having a panic. I'd never kissed anyone else for like 3.5 years, so it was really like a big deal to me. And I was like, I think I just like the person I'd split up with, I could have sketched them, you know what I mean, without them being in front of me. Like I knew every hair on their body, and knew like every skin cell. Like I would dream about them. It was really awful. It was like grief for me. It was horrible. So when I did finally crush on someone many months later, it was at least 5 months before I even fancied someone again, and I still wasn't emotionally available. But I had a crush on this guy in the gym, and I set up a date with him, like via the guy that runs the gym, the membership team. Like left my number, he texted me, we set up a date, and then I like tried to cancel it because I was just like got cold feet, and I thought, I don't know if I'm ready for this, and like this is scary and I'm nervous. And you don't have any emotional, you know, compared to a 3.5 year relationship, a date with a random you could just do without, frankly. So I was like, oh, I'll just cancel it. And then he was like, are you sure, kind of thing. So then we did meet up and it was really good, but I was just like, and I am a red meat, a red wine dessert girl, and I didn't care, and I hate men. And he was like, whoa. You know? So he could tell like everything that had gone on with me, that I was just not emotionally available. But then he said like, I'm not looking for a relationship, so I can see that you've been really hurt by your recent, you know, breakup from a serious relationship. Like, I want to be honest with you, like I find you really attractive, but this is what I'm looking for. Like it's your choice, kind of thing. Because he didn't have his ducks in a row, so he was like, yes, I want to go on a date with you, and yes, find you really attractive, but it's not with a view to having a relationship. I'm not available for that right now. So I said, well, that's fine, because I'm trying to get over someone. Do you know what I mean? So then we like hung out, and it was great because I knew where I stood, he knew where he stood. And we weren't disrespectful towards one another. It was like a friendship almost, but a really hot one. But it was like refreshing to not have any drama involved, to not be confused, to not be scared, to not be like, to not feel like you need the other person. And I think that's quite addicting when you've been like that for a while and you like to keep things casual. That's quite addicting because you think, well, I don't get any drama because I don't put my feelings into anyone. But, you know, that's for another story, isn't it? That's another story for another time. But I think it's a good idea to be honest sometimes about what you are or aren't looking for. Anyway, it seems like this person's emotionally like guarded. I don't think they're emotionally unavailable anymore. I think they're walking forward, but it's like one step at a time. I think maybe go slow with this one. Softly, softly catch a monkey. It's best to let things slow build and enjoy like the excitement of every little thing your person says or does, to be hanging off their every word on each date and get really excited and nervous beforehand. You know, enjoy all that beginning bit because it doesn't last. taking things slow if you are looking for a relationship is a very, very good idea. And even if it's not with a view to having a relationship, but you do see that that person's been incredibly hurt and you find them attractive, no, you don't need to rush them into anything, you know, to satisfy yourself. You don't need to do that, because you can see they're telling you that they've been through a lot and they're not over it yet. So why would you want to hurt anyone? Do you know what I mean? Like, me and that guy ended up meeting up several times over like several weeks, and then, you know, something, how he got to the point where he was going crazy because he couldn't wait anymore. Well, it was like, do you know what I mean? Like, I told him what I needed, and I did need that time. I needed it. Like, I was going through a major life adjustment, so. And I respect that. What is it then? Because if you two are going to turn out to be soulmates after a slow start and some delays, what is it that they're going to love about Capricorn? You are so different from anyone I know, yet you feel so familiar. They're going to feel right at home with you, and they love that you two have very different personalities, different interests. It's a myth that couples have to be in each other's pockets and have the same hobbies. You absolutely don't have to. You absolutely don't have to. That's infatuation when you're attached at the hip and you're like going everywhere together. That isn't love, that's infatuation. When you love each other, you're confident in the person that you are, you're confident in the person that they are. You're different people, but they sort of complement a little bit. You're not the same person doing everything together. It's not like that. In fact, we often pick people who have opposite personalities to us, because in our set of skills, they carry a lot of the skills we don't have. So you'll see that there's a lot of quite quiet, timid people pick a more outgoing, gregarious person, because then they're like, and socially, I build my network then. You know, you look around and there'll be people that you're related to, and you'll be like, I never would have put those two together in a million years. There's quite opposite people. You can get similar types that pick one another, but that's more about them justifying themselves and how they are, isn't it? Or maybe they've just got a real need for like a calm, quiet environment, so they want someone else who's calm and quiet. But some people will do it, it's like out of survival. Or if they're really, really loud, they'll need someone quite quiet to ground them, and then they'll feel like, oh, but I'm the one that connects us, you know, and that's my strength. Like, because that quieter person will have really good qualities that are really grounding, and they might be really wise and, you know, a thinker, and they think carefully before doing stuff, and that person who's quite chaotic might really enjoy that. So you look around, you'll be able to find some couples where they're very opposite to one another. It's really interesting. Then you've got the couples that literally look like exactly like each other, and they could be brother and sister, and you're like, what are you doing? I've never looked like anyone I've gone out with, but you see it in married couples, so I don't know if over time something happens where you look like one another, or you don't see it in every married couple, because my mum and dad don't look a thing like each other. They really don't. But I do find it odd when people pick someone to be with and they literally look like them. It's like, so you fancy yourself there. Like, I don't get it. But you'll see that as well. People that look exactly like, they've got the same facial features and stuff. Life is weird. It's very bizarre. Let's get you some advice. I think take it slow is my personal advice as a human being that's had a lot of relationships and dating, and, you know, I'm long in the tooth, guys, I'm 39. I take it slow. You can't go too slow, but you can go too fast. You can ruin it. You'll suss out from early on whether someone is into you because they'll make themselves available. They'll ask to see you frequently. They'll message you frequently. They won't leave you in any doubt whatsoever. They won't. People that really, really see your value, they won't leave you in any doubt. View from above, get the bigger picture. Don't focus on, oh, but it's been a few hours and they haven't messaged me back. This person might just need some months. And if they tell you that, then you need to listen to it. And it doesn't mean that they're fobbing you off. It means that they've just gone through something major, you know, and their emotions are all over the place and they need that time to kind of like let the dust settle, you know, calm their nerves, like get new routines, daily routines, you know. It's horrible just getting used to people not messaging you all the time, you know, or you messaging your boyfriend or your girlfriend all the time. You have to message a friend instead and go like, can I message you when I'd normally text them? It's awful, isn't it? It's so, you get so like, once you've been single for a while, you start to feel really strong and independent again, and that's always a really nice feeling when you get to that point. It does weaken you being in relationships. When you see like single people who are quite settled, like they're quite comfortable like in their own company, or they've got the stuff going on, they're going to work, it's quite attractive, honestly. It's attractive because you're like, oh, you're not like clingy and you don't identify yourself as being half of something. You are happy and complete in yourself. So I always aim for that vibe where anyone I've kind of looked at and thought, do you know what, you're killing it and you don't need another person, you're not all about who you're going out with. I always think, well, when I've become single and I'm really sad, I always think, well, I'll become that person who's just like killing it again. And do you know what I mean? It's like something to aim for when you're like trying to get over someone. It's nothing to be ashamed of. You loved someone and you're not a shallow person, so of course you're bothered that you split up. You wouldn't be a human being, would you, if you weren't? You'd be a robot. Hummingbird spirit, be here now. Don't get too ahead of yourself, you know? Don't hold on to the past, just live in the moment, okay? Don't sort of rack up, you know, no's that they give you, or, you know, take it as them fobbing you off. Just accept that they might not, you know, be doing that great right now and they don't really want to like share that with a new person. Rhino spirit, overcome any obstacle. It might be a case of playing the long game, you know, you're going to be the person that gets it right. You're going to be the person that's romantic, that thinks of nice things to do. The nicest things that people have done for me when they're dating me, you know, and they want to have me as their girlfriend, it's so cute, like the different things that people do. Like that guy that I was trying to get over, when I was sick, he turned up at my house for me. I think it was on his lunch break or something like that. He'd stopped off at a newsagent's and got me a magazine, like a gossip magazine, because he used to read them when I was like in my early 20s. And he got me a flake chocolate bar and it was dead cute. It was just like, it made me feel really cared for, and like he'd gone out of his way for me. And I still lived with my parents, and it was like, you know, they could see that there was a guy that really cared about me. Yeah, it was just dead cute. And then he was meant to see his friends and he came round to see me instead. And he said, oh, my friends are getting annoyed with me because, like, I'm spending a lot of time with you. So I said, well, you should go out with your friends then, because I don't want to get in between you and your mates. And he was like, no, I want to see you. And it was just dead cute. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to cost a lot, but at the same time, he did used to plan really nice romantic things. Like, if it was our anniversary, he would like remember stuff that I said I really liked and he'd buy it without me knowing, or he'd book like a hotel spa because he knows that's what I like. It's not what he likes, it's what I like, you know. And it was always like he was a Leo. It was very, very romantic. So you can have a think about how you want to do nice things for this person. You know that they love hard because they're needing time to get over the last person. Enjoy, you know, having such a loyal person that potentially could be a soulmate, you know, and do nice romantic things. Romance and chivalry in 2025 is what I'm going to push. You know, being a loving partner, being someone that gives your partner a massage, you know, and that can turn sensual, but a lovely massage and candlelight and cooking for each other, you know, taking each other out, getting dressed up, going to the cinema in your comfies, like holding hands. It's so cute. It's so nice, like dating. So just think about, you know, while you're waiting for them to like heal and whatever, just think about all the stuff that you'd like to do for them and like enjoy, you know, like there's no one's going anywhere. They're not available to anyone. It's not about them not being available to you. That's the message here. They just need in time because they're not a robot. Do you know what I mean? That's healthy. Anyone that jumps from one thing to the next is codependent, they're unhealthy. They're trying to just process what's happened, like try to get their feet firmly on the ground after feeling like they've had the carpet taken from under them, you know. It's healthy. So don't take it personally that they're not ready to date yet. If they're telling you that, or if they're just seeming like reluctant, think about what I was doing with that guy, you know. Because sometimes you do want attention and you want to feel attractive again. It really knocks your confidence. Certain things and the ways that person would be with me at the end was like polar opposite to how they used to be. They were really cold and like I felt really unattractive, and like, you know, they were blaming me for like us not sleeping together and whatever, and I thought, I haven't done anything differently, like how can it be my fault? Do you know what I mean? We'd always had a really good sex life, so that really made me feel rubbish. And it's, you know, certain things stick in your head, and then yeah, I didn't fancy anyone, I wasn't eating well and stuff like that. And then when I saw this guy in the gym, I had such a crush, I was like shaking, and it really caught me by surprise. But I cancelled it because it was just, everything was just too much, like drama, too many emotions, I felt too nervous. You know, my confidence had been knocked. And even once I thought I was attractive, then I just had every slime ball coming towards me because I'd lost loads of weight as well. And I was attractive and young. And then it was just like, I just saw how disgusting like people could be. And I thought, I don't want anyone near me, to be honest. So you just, your head's all over the place, do you know what I mean? So I think you probably need to just play the long game with this one, and you know, they're not going anywhere. It makes me glad to be single. All of this haunts me. It makes me glad to be single, honestly. Because when you get into a relationship, if it ends, you have to get over it. I don't envy this person, but they're lucky if they've got someone interested in them. They're just going through it, okay? Alright, take care, Capricorn. If this resonates, will you give it a like so that I know that it resonated with somebody? If it didn't resonate, don't worry about it. It's just Spirit chooses to help people that really need it. And I think you've been trying to see from their point of view and getting the cold shoulder or getting the run around and thinking, what is going on with this chick or what is going on with this dude? Like, I've no idea. But sometimes people, they don't need to share every little thing with you. You're a stranger. You're someone that they barely know. And that was a lot to them. And it was very important in their life for a lot of years. So they don't have to pour their heart out, and sometimes it brings it all up to speak about it. So, do you know what I mean? Just respect what's going on with them maybe for a bit. I don't think they're going anywhere. I think this will play out in due time. yeah, if it doesn't resonate, don't worry about it. It'll be your message next time, hopefully. And you're free to cross-watch the sign of your person. Cross-watching is when you watch, you know, the star sign of like the person that you're crushing on, or that you're in love with, or you try to see things through their eyes. Also, like, I watch my moon sign and signs that I cusp with. So your moon sign you can Google using your full date of birth. I'm Libra moon, so I watch Libra readings and they resonate a lot. And then, yeah, Aries readings are very similar to Taurus readings. I watch so many Aries readings because I get certain details are slightly different, but it can be like a very similar narrative. Because I'm early on in Taurus season, a lot of the Aries readings resonate. So any sign that is next to yours, that might resonate more. With that being said, take care, Capricorn. Patience is a virtue. I'll see you in the next one.